The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
What's up and welcome everybody. This is Josh Schoenly, your host for today's training class. We'll get started in just a minute or two. Just allowing for some folks to hop on here and taking care of some last minute housekeeping items. So we'll get started with the class in just about 60 seconds. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome again to today's training class, where I'm going to walk you through the 7 essential marketing campaigns all real estate agents need to succeed in 2019 and beyond. Right now, you may be thinking, that sounds great, but for some of you, marketing campaigns isn't all that sexy or exciting, right? You're in this business because you want to help and serve folks. Well, with these campaigns, what you're going to be able to do, the type of situation that you're going to be able to create, is the ability to stay top of mind, build your personal real estate brand, and dominate your local market, such that virtually 100% of people in your target geographic area who are thinking about buying or selling real estate now or in the near future will know you. And if you've done this correctly, they'll like you and trust you, and they'll reach out to you when their motivation hits a tipping point. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to beg them. Okay, you don't have to do those kinds of things in order to build your business. I'm really excited to share this information with you today. This is a brand new class. Absolutely brand new. I've literally never given this training before. So we're going to have some fun together, and we're going to get started in just a minute. But first, some quick housekeeping. Please let me know in the Q&A box. Can you hear me and can you see the screen? And I'd love to know where you are dialing in from, listening in from as well. Please do that and share that in the Q&A box now. I know there's been a lag or a delay in that on this platform for whatever reason. Number 2, I'm going to ask you to please remove all distractions. Turn your phone on vibrate, close down other browsers, close your door. Give me your undivided attention for the next, let's call it 50, 60, 70 minutes, somewhere in that range. And if you do, I promise you it will be time well spent. We will all get more from our time together if we can remove distractions and give focused energy to what we're going to walk through here. Sharon and Joel, thank you for chiming in. Please, a few more of you would be great, just so I'm not apprehensive about whether you can hear me and see the screen. Okay, yes, I can hear you. Now they're coming in. I don't know why there's such a delay. White Rock, British Columbia, Rosemary. All right. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to recommend also that you grab a pen and paper and remain open-minded. Now, I'm going to make this promise to you. If you hang with me until the end, I'm going to do 2 things for you. Number 1, I'm going to send you a replay of the call. I'm doing my best. It looks like the recording is going, so we should be able to have that. And number 2 is I'm going to send you a PDF copy of the slides today. And why that's important, you're going to see as we go along. There are a ton of screenshots and examples that you can then model. And some of that, you can't really take notes on some of the examples that I'm going to be sharing with you. Michelle Allgood in Davenport, thank you very much. And then last bit of housekeeping is I will stay on as long as I can for live Q&A at the end. As questions arise in your mind, go ahead and pop them in the question box. I'm flying solo today, so I won't be able to address them during the actual class portion. But as I said, I'm going to stay on for as long as possible at the end to address any and all questions that you may have. So please, as they come up, so you don't forget them, pop them in the Q&A box. Now, before we get into the content and I take a minute to introduce myself, I just want to address who this is for and who this isn't for. So this is not for you if you're a real estate agent or broker who believes it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, or is looking for some kind of magic pill. If you focus only on the short term, this isn't for you. And if you're content with just another sales job, this is not for you either, right? I want to save you some time if that's who you are. But on the flip side, this is for you if you're a real estate agent or broker who struggles with call reluctance or fear of rejection, is willing to work hard at mastering their craft, is focused on playing the long game, being in this business for the long haul, and if you are ready to build a real, scalable, and predictable business, one that allows you to sell more homes while actually working less. If that's you, then you're in the right place at the right time. Now, I mentioned this a couple of times already. Most of you know me on some level, but my name is Josh Schoenly. I am the co-founder of a company called Client Alchemist that's been around since 2015. I'm also a licensed real estate agent with eXp Realty. Now, I mentioned that I'm the co-founder of Client Alchemist, a company that was founded in 2015. But I've been doing this. I've been helping real estate agents and real estate professionals of all shapes and sizes and from all throughout the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and beyond. I've been doing that since 2006, 2007, somewhere in that area. And in that time, I have had the incredible honor to share the stage and be invited to speak on stage. This is me with Gary Keller of Keller Williams at a mega agent camp a number of years ago now, speaking in front of, I don't know, it was like 8, 9, 10,000 people. I've spoken on stage in other venues of various sizes as well over that time. And it's all been around how can I reverse engineer attracting business and clients to me so I don't have to chase after business, so I don't have to cold call, so I don't have to door knock, so I don't have to generally chase and beg after business. Now, just a little bit more about myself. I'm happily married for now what will be 16 years this year. 4 children ranging in ages from 12 down to 5, and just generally incredibly blessed. And I say that with 100%. Just thinking about it gets me choked up. How blessed I am to have the family that I do, and to be able to do what I do, and do so in the manner that I do. My family is my why. It's why I do this business. It's why I share these kinds of training classes, and it's why I want to help you create that same kind of lifestyle and freedom. Now, I've included a picture of our home, my wife and I. This is the home that we have lived in since the early 2000s, 2004, I believe. And this is a picture around Christmas time, just because it's like my favorite picture of our house for a number of reasons. And I'm sharing this picture because this is what I would call our dream home. Now, for some of you, it might be modest looking. For some of you, maybe not. But as someone who grew up very, very modestly, in fact, 2 of the homes that I grew up with in when I was going to elementary school and through high school, 2 of the homes that we lived in have since been torn down because they were so old and just irreparable, basically. So this is what I would call our dream home, but that wasn't always the case because there was a point in time where, because of my missteps and my failings as an entrepreneur, um, we were struggling and in a situation where there was a very real possibility. In fact, there was a short period of time where I had a for sale sign in front of the house, and we were going to have to move our family, much smaller at that time, in with my in-laws, which I'm grateful that they offered that. But as you can imagine, that's not something that I would have been real excited about. And that's why what is our dream home for a time was a nightmare. But since that time, through a lot of the principles and the sort of big picture of what we're going to share today, not only have we you know been able to maintain this home, we've made several additions and upgrades and so forth, and and just generally have been able to achieve the kind of freedom and lifestyle that was the reason why I became an entrepreneur in the first place. The reason why I decided to stop teaching as a health and phys ed teacher and start buying and selling real estate and become an agent and ultimately teach these marketing principles that we're going to get into today. And it's allowed me the freedom to spend time with the people that matter most to me, which is my friends and my family. And it's allowed me to coach in my local area, coach my daughter, coach my sons, and will allow me to coach my youngest daughter as well. She's the one on the right there on the picture on the left. It's afforded us the opportunities to take numerous trips to Disney and trips to the beach and so forth, and just generally enjoy time together, with each other. And so I feel incredibly blessed by all that, and I'm extremely excited to share this information with you today. So, without further ado, um, I first want to take a minute to give you a little context before we get into the content, because I do have a lot of content. I have a lot of screenshots and examples that I want to dive into. But it's important for you to understand that what I'm going to share with you in this training is if you can change your perspective, if you can grasp the big picture of this, and if for the right person who's watching this right now, that it will change your business dramatically. It's the kind of thing that once you get it, you really get it. It's gonna be the kind of thing that keeps you up at night because of how excited you are to implement and take action on this information. I truly believe that. And what you need to understand as well, not only is this a massive, massive opportunity, but you need to be crystal clear on this fact that if you don't take action and implement what I'm going to share today, someone in your market will. Someone is going to take this information, whether being shared by me or someone else, and implement it, and you are going to be left behind. So my encouragement or my challenge to you would be, why not you? Why not you? You choose right now to be the one that implements what we're going to cover in your marketplace so that you can be the one to benefit. You can be the one to build your personal real estate brand. You can be the one that will set yourself up to dominate your local market. You can be the one that has this celebrity authority status in your target area. All of that is available to you. If not you, someone will. I'm gonna encourage and challenge it to be you. Now, For years and years, I've been teaching online lead generation strategies. And for years and years, the main focus, the end result of those strategies, besides obviously building your client base and selling more homes, building my client base, selling more homes, etc., the primary objective was to get someone's information, to put someone into my database or help you put more people into your database. And that's still incredibly valuable. It's still incredibly important. But the reason that I have this iceberg here is that really that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? What you see above the surface. And you may have seen or heard this analogy made before with an iceberg, right? And what I'm going to show you today is the ability to take our focus from just the tip of the iceberg to going down but beneath that and realize that the opportunity, look how much greater the opportunity is, or how much more of the iceberg resides below the surface. And so we're really going to dig into how we can build our audience of these people below the iceberg, where we don't even have to necessarily get them to opt in or provide their information or register or fill out a lead form in order to be able to have this end result of staying top of mind and so forth. And if you don't understand how that can possibly happen, don't worry, we're going to break that down. Just understand that this is a big time breakthrough and change of how I've been doing things for years and years and years. And the aha really came to me when I recently reactivated my license. I actively sold real estate in the mid 2000s till about 2008 or 9, somewhere in there. And at that point, I turned my focus to helping other real estate professionals with their marketing. That was really where my passion was, and the people that I wanted to work more closely with. But I recently reactivated my license because I saw the opportunity. And since doing that, and since implementing a lot of the strategies, a lot of the examples and the screenshots that I'm going to show you today are from my own campaigns. And since doing that, my eyes have opened to this, the opportunity that is underneath the surface. And if you can open your eyes to that, I promise you it's going to be a game changer. So what am I talking about, right? What does this guy mean, right? So the old way was focusing on leads or opt-ins or registrations. How do I get someone to give me their information so I can follow up with them, right? So that I can email them, I can call them, I can text them, I can chase after them until they buy or die, right? Essentially, okay? And the new way is building audience buckets, okay? So whereas the old way is this up here, the new way opens us up to the opportunity below the surface. So here's the 10,000-foot overview of what we're going to unpack here over the next 25, 30 minutes or so. The 4-step process of what this is about is step 1, laying the foundation, setting ourselves up so that anytime someone who's in this below the surface sort of area in our target market, anyone who shows an interest in buying or selling real estate, they click on a link that we have, they visit a blog post that we've created, they watch a video. If they've taken any action to indicate intent or an interest in buying or selling real estate, we lay the foundation so that we can collect that information, and then we can build audience buckets through paid ads, through organic strategies and other free methodologies such that we can put messages in front of them. We can connect and converse with those audiences on multiple channels, multiple platforms, and in a way that grows our personal real estate brand, allows us to stay top of mind, and allows us to dominate our local real estate market without having to actively chase and beg after business. Now, I'm not suggesting that we forget entirely best practices. We're still going to follow up and follow through with the folks at the top here, right? With the folks that do opt in, do provide information, do register on our website. We're still going to do those things. But we can create a brand presence with all of the audiences that we can now build out, create, and continue to put more people into. And then step 4 of the process is just pouring gasoline on the fire. Once we lay the foundation, we install our Facebook pixel, we install the Google tag, we install the Twitter tag and the Bing UET tag. We start building the audience buckets. We have things in place that allows us to connect and converse with the audience. Then it's just about how many clients do you want per week or per month or per year, and scaling that out, pouring the gasoline onto the fire to achieve those goals, whatever they may be. And listen, here's the thing. There's no right or wrong answer to that, right? I know some of you listening right now, you just like to do a transaction, sell one home a month, and you would be perfectly content, right? If you could do that predictably, with confidence, right? And without the uncertainty of living commission check to commission check. Some of you on here, your goal is one a week, right? 50 to 52 a year. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some of you is one a day. One a day, which would be 260, 250 if we're just counting business days. And there's no right or wrong answer, right? It's the answer that makes the most sense for you and how you want your real estate business to look and the kind of freedom you want to have. When you master what we're going to unpack here, you have control over that. You can decide how much gasoline to pour on the fire or when to back off, right? And in fact, I think one of the stories we have in here, we have a client recently, through really just scratching the surface on the campaigns that we're going to unpack here, just scratching the surface, he got to a point where he had more listings than he ever had before, and he had to turn down the faucet on the business because he was so busy. He needed time to catch up and build out systems. That's the kind of that's the opportunity that is in front of you as well. So if you're wondering or thinking, well, this sounds great, but we're talking about, I mentioned paid ads and these different things, and you might be in a panic or start to worry, what's all this going to cost? Well, you can do all this, all of what we're going to unpack here for, let's call it, I put 7 to 12, let's call it $5 to $15 per day or less. Okay. And also know that you can turn it on and off at any point, right? That's the beautiful thing about this. You can scale it up, you can scale it down, you can turn it off, you can turn it on anytime you like. Okay. So we talked about, the whole gist of this training is there are 7 different campaigns that all real estate agents need to succeed in 2019 beyond. And I've got 2 bonus ones for you as well. So I'm actually gonna show you 9 different ones. And the reality is, I'm gonna show you 7, actually 9 of them. You don't necessarily need all of them, okay? But you have to have some combination of several of them if you really want to be able to multiply and exponentially compound your results over time. All right. So does everyone on here need to run all 7 or 9 of the campaigns that we're about to dig into? Not necessarily. But some combination thereof is how you're going to really amplify your results. So campaign number 1 Campaign number one is our seller audience bucket building campaign. We need to have a campaign or combination of campaigns that can get, if we go back to our iceberg here, if the ocean here, if the ocean in this analogy is our entire geographic target area. So for example, for me, it is the township that I live in. So that's my target geographic area. The township I live in, there's about 27 to 30,000 people in my township. So in this analogy, the ocean here, the water, the body of water, that's the entire audience. Okay? And what we're trying to do with campaign number one is get this portion of the audience, the portion here that is thinking about selling anywhere from now to, let's say, the next 12 to 18 months to respond to a campaign. That's what we're trying to do with these campaign, with this first campaign in the series here. We're just trying to put offers out such that when someone takes any action, here's the critical distinction. When someone takes any action, I can then follow up with them with campaigns 3 through 9. Okay. And I'm going to show you those examples, what that looks like. But if someone takes any action, if they click the link here, if they click the learn more, in some of the other examples that I'll show you, if they watch all or part of the video, if they do anything at all that would indicate intent or interest in the offer, I can then put messages as outlined in campaigns 3 through 9 back in front of them so that I can stay top of mind, I can build my real estate brand, and most importantly, so that when their motivation hits a tipping point, when they are ready to list their home, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next year, next month, or next year, when that happens, they call me, they text me, they email me, they message me, whatever's most convenient for them. They're chasing after me. So all we're trying to do with these campaigns and with these offers, these ads, these messages, because this isn't, I'm showing a lot of ads, but there's a lot of free and organic methodology behind this as well. You can use free strategies very strategically. Once you've laid the foundation, you've installed everything, you've got things all set up. There are some really effective and efficient ways, free strategies that we can do to put people into those buckets. Okay, but these are just some examples. So this is a screenshot of a campaign under this campaign type on Facebook mobile, Facebook desktop, on Instagram. This is a video example on Facebook mobile, Facebook desktop, Instagram, where if they click on the link, if they watch some or all of the video, they go into various buckets. And then I'm able to follow up with them through a strategy called retargeting or remarketing. I'm able to follow up with them even though they don't actually opt in. If they do, it's a bonus. It's a plus, right? And obviously, we still want them to, but I can follow up with them. I can build my personal brand. I can stay top of mind with them as long as they've connected with me on some level. If they've watched some portion of the video, if they've clicked on the link, etc. Here are some other examples. This is a Twitter ad. A Twitter ad. It's actually a post made on Twitter, originally to drive organic traffic or free traffic that I then turned into an ad. Twitter has a wonderful ad platform that you can very, very strategically target your ideal client and put messages in front of them. And Twitter is a platform that still gets a ton of usage, still has a boatload of users, etc. So that's an example on Twitter. These are examples of Google search pay-per-click ads. And again, the power here in this is that anyone who clicks on the link from these ads or engages with these posts in any way, shape, or form, once we've laid the foundation correctly, I can then follow up with them, follow them around, retarget them, remarket to them all over the internet. And again, we're going to unpack that. So, under this seller audience bucket building criteria, we can do that through one or more, some combination of at least these 5 platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Google, and Instagram, right? Do you need to use all of them? No, you don't, but you can. And for those of you, that this is another example where it's going to come down to your goals. What are you trying to accomplish? How many clients do you want to work with in the next 12 months or the next 6 months, right? There's no right or wrong answer. It's the right or wrong answer for you. Okay. And so you get to choose. You have control over that. All right. So I have a typo here. This is campaign number 2, numero dos. So, and this is one where I'd say might be optional for you, right? You may decide in your business that you're going to spend 100% of your active efforts, whether it be time and or money, on building your seller audience and building your listing inventory. And that can be fine. It's up to you. But if you want to be working both sides and create an opportunity for you to be kind of a matchmaker in your market, you may also want to strategically build your buyer audience bucket. Or you may be a buyer's agent and you want to focus on that's what you enjoy, and you want to skip campaign number 1, the seller audience bucket, and focus your time and energy on the buyer audience bucket, right? Again, there's no right or wrong answer, just the right answer for you. So here's an example of an offer that I have and continue to use to build my buyer audience bucket. Check out all the Hamden Township new construction homes available right now. These are snapshots of ads that I have run. I'm not sure if they may or may not be active right this minute, but these are also these can also be run or used organically using free strategies. Okay, so again, we don't have to. This doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg. We can be very strategic with our time and with our money to build out these audiences. And in this case, the video, which I don't have set to play here because these are just screenshots, but it's a photo slideshow. So I've taken images of a various new construction home, the marquees that you'll find at the entrances of those communities, and I've turned it into a little photo slideshow. All right, so that's an example. And this is Facebook mobile, Facebook desktop. I think this is some other kind of Facebook property or placement. And then we have Instagram here, Instagram stories, right? So we can leverage these offers and these campaigns across multiple channels. Here's an example of a Google buyer audience bucket pay-per-click campaign. And this is a different offer. Hamden Township price reduced homes, right? And the offer is view all the recently price reduced homes available right now in Hamden Township. Okay, so we can use those types of ads strategically. And once again, we can do that on Twitter. We can do it on YouTube. I didn't include a Twitter example here. We can do it on YouTube. We can do it on Facebook, Google, Instagram. We can leverage all or one. It's up to you and how you choose to do it. So campaign number 1 and 2 is all about this here, right? This here, filling these buckets. Campaigns 3 through 9 are all about retargeting or remarketing. And if you don't know what retargeting is, I'll give you a simple example. You've probably experienced it. I'm sure most of you on here have experienced where, let's say you you go to Amazon and you look for something, I don't know, vitamins or socks, who knows? And for whatever reason, you don't pull the trigger, you don't purchase it. And later in the day, you're searching Facebook or you're on your favorite news site or blog, and you see an ad for the very thing that you were looking at but didn't buy. That is retargeting in action. And when I mention step one in the process of laying the foundation, there is code that we add to our websites, any page or pages, blog, IDX site, any web properties that we own that are getting traffic. We can install these codes to build these audiences so that we can retarget to them or remarket to them. Those words are interchangeable. Google calls it remarketing. Other places call it retargeting. But here's the significance in this. If you can grasp this, it's almost shocking. But website visitors who are retargeted with display ads, okay, so this is just one type of campaign, which I'm going to show you examples of, with display ads are more likely to convert by 70%. They're 70% more likely to convert, which means prospects or potential clients for you are usually browsing numerous websites as part of their research, right? They consume different types of content to help them make a decision. Retargeting or remarketing gives them a little push towards your real estate brand. And when a prospect sees a retargeting ad, they're at least, and I have another typo in there, at least 70% greater, or there is at least a 70% greater chance that they'll become your client instead of your competitors. So the campaigns 3 through 9 are all revolving around retargeting and remarketing and how you can create that omnipresence type of feel. So campaign number 3 is Gmail ad retargeting. Okay. You can actually show ads in someone's Gmail account. Now, if you don't have a Gmail account, maybe you've never experienced this. But these are screenshots of what it looks like on a mobile device. Okay. And this is what it looks like on the desktop. Here is the power in this. You can put an ad in someone's Gmail account, retargeting them after they've connected with you. Let's say they've clicked on this offer here. They've clicked on any one of these. They've clicked on this link. They've clicked on this ad. Whatever the case may be, once they do, they go into a bucket. And if they have a Gmail account, we can then put an ad back in front of them, reminding them that when the time comes, that you're there, that your real estate brand, that you can help them. All right. So you can see what those look like. And I think you can agree that not only is that pretty cool, but extremely powerful. Campaign type number 4, Google display ad retargeting. So what does that mean? What are those? Well, what that means is, do I have a screenshot of that? I don't. So what Google display ads are, the banners that you will find when you're on your favorite news site or blog or any of millions of different websites that have agreed with Google that Google can put ads on their site. Now, why do they do that? Because Google will actually pay the publisher of that blog or news site. Okay, that's beside the point. The important thing here is that if you look from my screenshot here, this is my actual Google display ad retargeting results. Now, this was for about a 45-day window. So over 45 days, I spent $11.20. I got 57 clicks. So 57 people who had already visited one or more of my web pages right? Because when they did, I put them into one of these buckets, which allowed me to create this display ad retargeting campaign. And it cost me 20 cents per click to get someone to click back over to my real estate website, which is awesome. But it's not the most important or powerful positioning behind this, because this number is even more impressive to me. 4,632 times. That's the number of impressions my banner ads have gotten to that audience, which means people in one or more of my audience buckets saw one or more of my banner ads, okay, these examples here, over 4,600 times over the last 45 days. That's 100 impressions a day, right? Think about that. That's like your ideal perfect client seeing a personal billboard from you, like when they drive to work every day. Okay? Except it's incredibly cheap. So I hope this is making sense and this is sinking in how powerful these strategies are and these campaigns are, right? Okay, so we have Gmail ad retargeting. We have Google display ad retargeting. Now let's take a look at Facebook video retargeting. Okay. In the laying the foundation and building out the audiences, there are a number of different audience types, custom audiences that we can create on Facebook and Instagram. And we can then put, in this example, video content back in front of those folks. And in this example, which I think I'll close out of here and I'll show you, do I have the link to it? Oh, maybe I have it in YouTube. But in a minute here, we'll go out of this and I'll play for you the example of my thank you page. I'm sorry, my thank you video message. But you can see here, it's just thanking them for visiting the site. Thanks for checking out my site. If you have any questions or need any help, you can click send message below or feel free to call or text me. This is Facebook mobile. This is Facebook desktop. This is a different Facebook placement. This is on several other different Facebook placements, and then on Instagram. And incidentally, I'll just take a minute to share some stories that I've gotten both directly and indirectly over the last month or so. So my office is in my home and I work virtually most of the time. And so I have some local spots that I'll go and work when I need a change of scenery, let's say. And so I was at one of those, I want to say 3 weeks ago, let's say, maybe 4 weeks ago, somewhere in this range. And this is, I hadn't even fully deployed all of these campaigns and the strategies that we're talking about, but I had done some of them to the point where I'd had this thank you video running to the people coming into my audience buckets. And so I have a woman working, an older woman, who was working at the place. It was just a Wegmans that I was working at. She came up to me and she said, I saw your video on Instagram. And I have to tell you that my husband and I we're going to be selling our townhome pretty soon. And I just wanted to let you know that when we're ready, I'll definitely be calling you. She's like, I like working with people that I know and trust. And I feel like from your video and now I see you here working that I can really, that I feel like I know you and that I can trust you. So I just wanted to, I just had to share that with you. And I was like, wow, how dramatically different is that versus, for example, the guy that came knocking on my door yesterday to try to sell me solar energy, right? That there could be no two more polar opposite experiences, right? I'll give you two other examples of the power of just this one strategy, Instagram video. The one of the two secretaries at the elementary school that our kids go to, she just randomly said, to my wife 2-3 weeks ago, hey, I saw your husband's video on Instagram. My husband and we're not thinking about moving anytime soon, but if I hear anybody talking about that in the office, I'll be sure to send them his way. Pretty cool. Another similar experience at the preschool where my youngest daughter attends. Her teacher said essentially the same thing to my wife. Hey, I saw Josh's video on Instagram. That's pretty cool. We're not thinking about moving, but I'll certainly let anybody know that I talked to, that Josh can help them. Right? Really cool, really powerful, and such a different dynamic than what we're used to. So here's another example. So this video is just sort of a general thank you style video. Okay. Just saying, hey, thanks for checking out my site. If you or somebody you know is thinking about buying or selling, call or text me at this number or click the link below. This is specific to the audience bucket that we build with campaign number 1, the seller audience bucket. So this is a retargeting video where it's specifically for sellers, where I say pretty much the following. If you're thinking about selling, hey, this is Josh Schoenly with eXp Realty. If you're thinking about selling your Hamden Township home, whenever you're ready, there are 3 free services that we offer that you can take advantage of at any time. And then I describe the services and I tell them how they can take advantage, which is to call or text me, right? Incredibly powerful and super congruent, okay? So let's take a look at campaign number 7. I'm going to do a time check, see how we're doing. Okay, we're in good shape. Campaign number 7. And this is kind of 2 different ones. YouTube retargeting. And example 1 is in-stream ads. So let me try to paint this picture for you. So I'm sure you've experienced this. And if you haven't, you can go and do this and you'll probably experience it. If you go to youtube.com and you search for a video and you click on a video, before too long, you're going to find a video where before you get to actually watch the video that you wanted to watch, there is an ad, a video ad that plays before the video, before the actual video that you were looking for. You see where you have this little link down here that says skip ad? Well, in this campaign, I've created I've used the same thank you video, and I'm showing this to my entire audience bucket. So anyone who's in any of my audience buckets, I'm showing the thank you video again. Hey, it's Josh Schoenly with eXp Realty. Just wanted to say thanks for visiting my page. If you or someone you know is thinking about selling, blah, blah, blah. This is over that same 45-day span. So a little bit less than $1 per day. It's gotten 3,249 impressions, 934 views, which means a view only counts if someone watched my entire video. So almost 1,000 people watched that entire video at a cost of 4 cents per view. 4 cents per view. And the crazy thing about this is I can take these people and I can segment them down into a new bucket and say, okay, I want to put this message in front of these people who watched my entire thank you video, right? And I could run a campaign specifically to them. So here's what those look like. I think, do I have the link in here somewhere? Maybe I don't. I thought I did, but maybe I forgot to do that. Maybe we'll do that during the Q&A. I'll show you an example in the Q&A. But that's what this looks like for in-stream. You can check it out, what it looks like here. Now, here's a different variation of that. This is a discovery ad. So in this case, I got for $6.69, I got 9,686 impressions and 108 views of the video. Now, what's the difference between discovery and in-stream? Discovery shows up as an ad for the results. Okay? It's not, whereas the in-stream will play in the actual video as a commercial before your actual video. I mean, that's the easiest analogy to make. It's like a TV commercial before you get to watch your YouTube video. Okay? Incredibly, incredibly powerful. Now, I've got 2 more bonus campaigns that I mentioned. And bonus number 1 is Twitter retargeting. I mentioned this once already, but I'll mention it again. The Twitter ad platform can be incredibly effective because you can get super targeted, and you can build the buckets, the same buckets that we've been talking about in campaigns 1 and 2, and then you can retarget or remarket to those people. So this is again that same thank you video, but now it's showing up in people's Twitter feed. But not just anyone, people who have actually visited my webpage or one of my web pages. Again, allowing me to stay top of mind, build my personal real estate brand, and dominate my local market. The last one is a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, we're calling this one postcard retargeting. So there's a service, and you can check out, I've done a whole blog post on this. You can check it out at clientalchemist.com/postcard. Don't do that right now, but make a note of it, or you can check it out when I send you the slides or the replay. But there's a service called thanks.io where you can add a little bit of code to your website such that the first time someone visits their website, if they click allow to know your location, thanks.io will actually send them a postcard. Not only a postcard, but a postcard that looks like it's handwritten. And mine very simply says, hey, it's Josh Schoenly with eXp Realty. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling real estate, call or text me at this number. Thanks. Pretty cool. Again, optional, 100% optional, but a really interesting and potentially super effective way to take these retargeting concepts, these remarketing concepts, and take them offline, right? It's not even just multi-channel anymore, multimedia, right? It's taking it offline entirely. And I've been using this for the last same thing, 5-6 weeks, and it's pretty incredible what the service is able to do. It's not flawless, and if you're interested in that, check out that blog post. Just I would encourage you to do that later. So with these campaigns working in conjunction, you get to, once again, stay top of mind, build your personal real estate brand, and ultimately dominate your local market, all without having to chase or beg for business or discount your commissions, right? Or compete with tons of other agents over the same shared quote unquote leads, right? This creates a completely different positioning for you. Most importantly, you can sell more homes with less time and effort invested in, thereby giving you more freedom, peace of mind, and control over your business. Now, over the last hour, I hope you would agree that it's been time well spent so far. And you can let me know in the comments if you agree. Obviously, we can't cover everything that you need to implement these in an hour webinar. And in reality, even if we had all day, we would struggle to cover everything and the specific how-tos. But I've put together a special offer so you can get everything you need to implement and fast. And if you act fast, I'm going to make it an absolute no-brainer for you. We put together this brand new program called the Agent Authority Accelerator and Retargeting Bootcamp. The Agent Authority Accelerator and Retargeting Bootcamp. So who wants to build their personal real estate brand and dominate their local market? The program, the course is 4 modules, breaking down each of the 4 steps that we talked about today. So module 1 is all about laying the foundation, getting everything set up and optimized so that we can really hit the ground running, build those audiences, grow those audiences, connect with those audiences, and then pour gasoline on the fire. But we've got to set the foundation properly first, right? We want a foundation built on rock, not a foundation built on sand. And that's what we do in module 1. In module 2, we're going to build and grow your audience buckets. We're going to build and grow your audience buckets. In module 3, we're going to talk about connecting and conversing with those audiences. And then module 4, pouring gasoline on the fire. We go through everything step by step, click by click. You'll get to watch over my shoulder as we cover everything. Installing your pixel and tags, that's laying the foundation. Creating your audience buckets, building and growing those buckets, creating those 7 essential campaigns, and then scaling up, pouring gasoline on the fire. So here's what you're going to get with the Agent Authority Accelerator and Retargeting Bootcamp. Number 1, you're going to get the 4 core training modules plus lifetime access to all updates and upgrades. Lifetime access to all updates and upgrades. You're going to get my complete library of swipe and deploy retargeting and remarketing campaigns. All you have to do is take them, make some tweaks, and you're off to the races. You're going to get access to our private Facebook group where you can mastermind and network with other like-minded real estate professionals all throughout the US, Canada, and even beyond. Plus, you'll get my comprehensive list of additional resources, tools, etc., that will make implementing these strategies, implementing these campaigns, implementing these best practices easier, faster, and more effective. When you add all of this up, it's a total value of $5,749. Now, if you're wondering, thinking about, who this can work for, or is this for me? Well, this is going to work for you if you're a brand new agent looking for a better way to grow your business. If you're a seasoned agent looking for a better way to grow your business, or you're a broker or a team leader and or similar, and you're looking to dominate your local market. Because here's what you need to think about. If all this did was help you never have to rely on cold calling, prospecting, door knocking, or buying leads again, or how about, having to discount your commission check or compete against dozens of other real estate agents, would it be worth it to you to never have to do that again? How about if you could finally build a predictable and scalable business so that you don't have to live commission check to commission check? Would it be worth it? How about we give you the peace of mind and confidence and the ability to choose who you do business with? Here's the story that I mentioned. I've gotten more listings than I ever had, thanks to you guys. So many, in fact, that I have to turn down my marketing until I catch up. And Jeffrey says, thank you. So far with your system, I've closed 2 deals worth over $1 million and a listing of 1.3 million. Not too shabby. Damien, a new agent, been in the game for 4 months. I'll say, wow. I've only been running what I've been taught for a few days and already got 2 buyers, 4 hot leads out of 11 in such a short time. Thank you. I was hesitant about investing, but I'm glad I did. So here's the deal. You can get lifetime access to the Agent Authority Accelerator and Retargeting Bootcamp for $497. One payment of $497. There's no ongoing. You get lifetime access, including all updates and upgrades, for one payment of $497, and you can get it by going to clientalchemist.com/AAA clientalchemist.com/AAA for Agent Authority Accelerator. And hopefully we're getting the link in the chat as well. But if you go to clientalchemist.com/AAA/AAA, you can take action and get access right now. How about this? We're going to go ahead and sweeten the pot because I mentioned that I want to make this an absolute no-brainer for you. So I've got 2 bonuses that are exclusive to this offer right here on this training class. Bonus number 1 is what we're calling the Twitter Traffic Academy for real estate agents. This program alone is a $497 value, but you're going to get it for free as a bonus for the first 37 people who take action. And so here's the deal with this program. Not only do we break down how to create paid ad campaigns on Twitter for your real estate practice, but we also get into organic strategies as well. In other words, free ways that you can build those audience buckets. So you're going to get both the free and the paid methodology, and it's a $497 value. You're getting it for free when you take action right now. Bonus number 2 is the Google Ads Academy for real estate agents. This program has a $997 value, and we break down all the different types of Google ads that you can create to both build your audience buckets and then retarget your audiences. We give you a whole bunch of additional resources and tools and so forth, including keyword lists for both buyers and sellers, and just a whole bunch of other resources, literally everything you need to succeed. So with those, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the 4 core training modules plus the lifetime access to all updates and upgrades. You're going to get my complete library of swipe and deploy, retargeting, and remarketing campaigns, the private Facebook group, my comprehensive list of resources, tools, etc., and then the 2 bonuses, the Twitter Traffic Academy for real estate agents and the Google Ads Academy for real estate agents, bringing the total value for you today to $7,243. $7,243. So think about this. What's one additional commission check worth to you? Okay, just think about what's your average commission, right? What's your average commission? Because I can virtually guarantee that for almost every single one of you, one extra commission check for what you're going to learn in this boot camp is going to get you at least a 10-to-1 ROI, right? At least a 10-to-1 ROI. So it's an absolute no-brainer. Go to clientalchemist.com/AAA, Agent Authority Accelerator. So here's what I ask in return for those of you who are ready, willing, and able. Number 1 is to take action. Get enrolled right now. Number 2, make a commitment to stick with this program for at least 90 days. And number 3, replicate before you innovate. And what I mean by that is simply follow the action steps before you go in and try to tweak and modify things, right? So replicate, just do what we outline first. And then if you want to innovate, then if you want to get creative, then you can do that. But replicate first before you innovate. So go to clientalchemist.com/AAA, clientalchemist.com/AAA. So when you do that, you're going to complete the safe and secure order form. Here are screenshots of what it looks like, and I'll actually pull up the order form here in a minute once we exit the full screen and get into Q&A. All you need to do is input your first name, last name, email address, payment method in here, and click on the big green button, and we're ready to rock. And once you do that, once you fill that out, you're going to get taken to a page that looks like this. Congratulations on your investment. And you'll also be sent, usually it's instantaneously. Sometimes it can take 5 to 10 minutes. You'll get sent an email, a welcome email with your login credentials and how to find the program, etc. And then once you log in, this is what it looks like. We mentioned the 4 modules. Each module has different trainings and different resources. And then we have the bonus section as well, which is growing and evolving for all of you. So once again, go to clientalchemist.com/AAA. Now, here's where I was going with the whole 1 commission check. This is Greg James. And this is from his first few months with us that had my first closing, right? First closing. And then not too long after that, the first closing, and then listed my second property as a direct result. So 3 clients in a very short window of time. And even if you just take the average price property, $200,000, and the commission on that, let's just say $5,000, right? The ROI is fantastic. So here's the deal. Now you have 2 choices. You can do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free, and I'll get to how in a minute. Or option number 2, pony up this small investment today compared to all the value you're going to get in return and just give it a shot, because if it works, great, obviously. If not, you can just ask for your money back and you'll get it, because we're offering a 60-day, no questions asked money back guarantee. You sign up today. If you don't like it for any reason, we don't care if it's day 59, 23 hours and 59 minutes from now, just let me know, let us know, and we'll give you your money back. So the only decision you have to make is this. Do you think this is going to work? Can you see the opportunity with these, with this strategy and with these campaigns? And if the answer is yes, just give it a try for 60 days. Try it out on us. Let us make good on our promise to you. The real question is this. Is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check it out? Which, if it does even half of what I've claimed today on this training, will pay for itself many times over. To confirm, here's everything you're going to get one last time. The 4 core training modules, plus lifetime access to all the updates and upgrades, a $1,497 value. My complete library of swipe and deploy, retargeting, and remarketing campaigns, a $2,997 value. Access to the private Facebook group, which is a $960 value. My comprehensive list of resources and tools, etc., $295 value. Bonus number 1, Twitter Traffic Academy for real estate agents, a $497 value. And bonus number 2, the Google Ads Academy for real estate agents, a $997 value. The total value is $7,243, but you're not paying anywhere near that. It's just one payment of $497. And you can sign up at clientalchemist.com/AAA. clientalchemist.com/AAA. I'm going to exit out of here so we can dig into Q&A. Before we do that, let me just, I'll just bring up, whoops. Let's just bring up the order form. I'll show you what that looks like. Just fill out your information here. Click submit, and you're ready to rock and roll. If you have any questions or having any trouble with the order form, maximize this a little bit. You can use the chat box right down here, or you can email us or call us. We're happy to help. So let's go ahead and open it up for Q&A. And let's say congrats and welcome to Rob and Jeff. Rob and Jeff, welcome to the Agent Authority Accelerator. Is this only going to be a sales thing? I'm new. I can't afford anything right now. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But the first 55 minutes, that's when we were unpacking the campaigns and so forth. We will be sending out the replay link and the slides later today. And the last thing I'll say is, to address your I can't afford anything now. Sadly, if that's the perspective that you have, then nothing is going to change until you change something. So I'm not suggesting that this is what you should invest in. But you're going to have to succeed in this business. You're going to have to get a little bit uncomfortable. And how that looks for each might be different. Quick question. Is this similar to what blank offer? I'm not even going to say who it is. But I don't know. I can't answer that, Joel, because I don't know what they offer. I have not seen anyone in this space offer anything like this. I don't know how to answer that other than I doubt it. Because this is literally something that we've just put together, and something that I've not seen anyone else doing to the degree and to the level of what we're doing here. Enjoy the webinar. Is there a more advanced training? This is the more advanced training, Jackie, the Agent Authority Accelerator Retargeting Bootcamp. This is, we get into the very nitty gritty of how you can build out these campaigns, the scripts, the how-tos, everything you need to succeed in implementing these best practices. Enjoyed the webinar. Thank you. Let's see here. Nashville. Thank you. A couple of folks asked if they could enroll using PayPal. We don't have that on the order form, but if you want to use PayPal, just use the chat box or send us an email, and we'll get you a link that you can get enrolled with PayPal. Does this work in Canada? Yeah, absolutely. This works anywhere. This is not. This isn't country specific. Or anything along those lines. This will work virtually anywhere, and not only that, these types of campaigns and the big picture of this will work for virtually every business as well, not just in different areas or countries, but for different businesses as well. Now, we've obviously catered it specifically for real estate agents because that's who we help and serve. But yes, absolutely, this will work in Canada and beyond. Let's see here. Enjoyed. All right. Well, there's not a ton of additional questions. So let me just say once again, if you have any other questions, maybe you just don't feel comfortable asking them here publicly, feel free to email us at support@clientalchemist.com, support@clientalchemist.com, or you can use the chat box down here, or you can simply email me directly as well. You can reply to whatever email led you to today's training class. And I would encourage you, once again, go to clientalchemist.com/AAA and get enrolled, and then implement what we outlined here, so that you can create that top of mind status, so that you can grow your personal real estate brand and dominate your local real estate market. I will get the recording and the PDF copy of the slides out later today or first thing tomorrow morning. Thank you so much, and have a great day.